Have you ever wondered how a group of 9 justices in black robes in Washington, D.C. can change the rules for everyone, including you? Most court cases fade into history, but some Supreme Court decisions completely rewrite it. Today, I'm breaking down how these landmark cases shape your daily life and why they matter more than you might think. First, let's talk about the Supreme Court's role. It's the highest court in the United States, with the power to decide what laws really mean and whether they follow the Constitution. This power, called judicial review, basically means that the Supreme Court can check Congress and the President, making sure no one gets too powerful. Now let's dive into the cases that changed everything. Marbury v. Madison in 1803 wasn't just a legal squabble, it was the moment the Supreme Court claimed its superpower, the right to say whether laws are constitutional. Without this case, the court wouldn't be the powerhouse it is today. Jump ahead to 1954, Brown v. Board of Education. If you've ever attended a diverse school, this is why. The court ruled that separate but equal schools were actually unequal and unconstitutional. This decision helped kick off the civil rights movement and began to break down racial barriers in schools across the country. Then there's Miranda v. Arizona from 1966. Ever watched a cop show and heard, "You have the right to remain silent"? That's because of this case. Now, if you're ever in trouble with the law, police have to tell you your rights, like staying quiet or asking for a lawyer. It protects everyone from unfair treatment. But how do these decisions impact you, right now? Well, let's say you want to post something edgy on social media. Thanks to cases like Tinker v. Des Moines, you have free speech rights at school, within reason. Or if you get searched at school, remember, Supreme Court rulings protect you from unreasonable searches. Even those warning labels on products, that's the court making sure companies keep you safe. Now, there are a couple of myths about the Supreme Court. First, a lot of people think the court can review any case it wants. Actually, the justices are picky. They only take about 1% of the cases people ask them to hear, usually the ones with big constitutional questions. Second, some believe Supreme Court decisions are set in stone. Not true. The court can, and sometimes does, change its mind, like when Brown v. Board overturned an older decision and helped end school segregation. So, how does a case even get to the Supreme Court? Most start in lower courts. If someone disagrees with the outcome, they keep appealing until, maybe, the Supreme Court agrees to hear it. Once they do, both sides make their arguments, the justices discuss behind closed doors, and eventually, they issue a decision that sets a rule for the whole country. Every time the Supreme Court makes a landmark ruling, it doesn't just protect the Constitution, it makes your rights real. The next big case could be about an issue you care about, and it might just change your life, too.